Hey guys, it's Nat and today I'm going to be sharing with you my most anticipated book releases of 2025. So this list is going to include 16 books that I'm really looking forward to that are being released in 2025. There is a mix of all the genres I like to read, so not just romance. Also with the romance genre, it's very hard to plan a year in advance because some books are dropped just randomly or we find out like a month before the release or maybe even a couple of weeks sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna put this list in chronological order. So we're gonna start off with January and then go through all the months. Some months I don't have any releases, other months I have a lot of releases. So yeah, let's just get on into my most anticipated 2025 book releases. So in January I have a total of 4 books. So the first one is coming out on the 7th of January and it is No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. This is a mystery thriller, young adult main character who wants to have the perfect life. She wants to have the perfect grades, go to the perfect college. However, an incident happens and someone is trying to reveal the truth that is linked to this incident, which could make everything for the main character, I think her name is Brooke, like make everything very hard for her in terms of having the perfect life. So yeah, I was a big fan of That's Not My Name by this author, so I'm really looking forward to No Place to Hide. Okay, on the 28th of January, we actually have 2 releases that I'm looking forward to. One is called I Am Not Jessica Chen by Liang. So this is a contemporary romance young adult. So I'm actually surprised at how many young adults I have on this list, but this one kind of sounds similar to No Place to Hide, in which we follow Chen, who has been rejected from every Ivy League school that her Asian parents wanted her to attend. So she makes a wish that she wants to be her Harvard-bound, studious, perfect cousin Jessica Chen. So one day her wish comes true. She becomes Jessica, but this is a story of her trying to figure out if she wants to be the perfect daughter and student. But since people are starting to forget Jenna, does she want to lose her true self in the process? So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I like stories like this, even though I am nearly 26. So yeah, looking forward to that. And the second book coming out on the 28th is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonam-Young. So this is a romance. I believe it follows 2 high school sweethearts, and one of the sweethearts, Sarah, wants to prove that she doesn't need her other half's help. It was Caleb, but she ends up needing his help. I think their romance or their marriage is kind of on the verge of crumbling. Like there are some problems that they're dealing with. So they end up going on this hiking trip to fix those problems. I haven't read anything by Hannah Bonam-Young, but I'm excited to read this. It sounded very interesting. Sounds like high school sweethearts trying to fix their marriage. That's the story, so I'm excited about that book. And then on the 30th of January, we have Comeback by Rebecca Jenshak, which is a sports romance. It's the 3rd book in the Holland Brothers series, which I have read the other 2. I think it's Burn Out and Playbook. But in this one we follow Archer. It's supposed to be a brother's best friend romance. They're going to be roommates. There's football, there's dancing, because Sabrina is a dancer who she's going to be like Archer's romantic interest, and ASL rep, because I believe Archer uses sign language to communicate, if I remember correctly. I'm so excited to read this because I really liked Archer and Sabrina. I think we met them in Playbook or even the Burnout. Well, we meet Archer in both of them, but in one of them we meet both of them together. So I love these 2. I'm excited because there's going to be some banter. Probably they like to get on each other's nerves. That's what I feel like. So I'm really excited. Okay, moving on to February. I have 3 books I'm really excited to be released then. So on the 4th we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is going to be a a sports romance set in college where a competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters. So I think from what I gathered, it starts off as a fling between two people trying to let off some steam since they're dealing with very career-driven pathways, and they're also like in college, so there's a lot at stakes. But yeah, they end up falling in love in the end, so I'm really excited. I like Ali Hazelwood a lot, so I think this is probably one of my most anticipated releases. Again, I feel like I'm going to be saying that about a lot of the books on this list, but oh well. Then on the 11th of February, we have First Time Caller by BK Borison. So this is a romance. It is by the author of the Love Light series, which I enjoyed some of the books in that series. So this is about a hopeless romantic meets a jaded radio host. This is supposed to be a cozy romance, which is what BK Borison is known for. And yeah, a sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. I have not watched that movie, but I'm excited. So Lucy's daughter, who is the protagonist of this story, she calls Aiden, the radio host, to ask for dating advice for her mom. Since this is a small kind of town, or everyone's at each other's business or in each other's business, of course everyone kind of gives Lucy a hard time, like why she's struggling with romance, but everyone also found that Lucy's daughter calling Aiden to ask for advice was really cute. And yeah, the love story begins from there. They end up probably getting together, so I'm very, very excited. I love single mom romances. I really hope we see a lot of Lucy's daughter in this one. So, and then another book that comes out on the 11th of February is Slapshot by Chelsea Curto. This is the third book in the DC Stars series. This is Hudson's book. He's a dog dad that loves to read books. Say no more. This is gonna be also a single mom plus hockey player romance. Sunshine and Sunshine, which I do really like. I love Sunshine and Grumpy, but Sunshine and Sunshine is just sweetness overload for me. And then Forced Proximity, and also another book that has ASL representation. So very excited. I really do like the DC Star series. I loved Face Off. Power Play was a little bit of a miss for me, but I feel like Slapshot maybe will slap me into loving this book. Okay, in March we have two books I'm really excited for. So first one is They Bloom at Night by Tran. So this is a young adult horror story about a town that has kind of gone underwater, and there's a sea creature drowning residents. Plus Mercy, who is the protagonist, is dealing with her own demons. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but this sounded very interesting. I love the cover, even though I probably will pick it up on Kindle, but the cover is stunning, so I'm excited to pick up this young adult horror. And then on March 18th, we have In the Company of Killers by Elora. So this is a young adult mystery thriller. There's a teenage mafia heiress who will do anything to avenge her family, even if that includes joining forces with the handsome enemy that, from what I've gathered from the blurb, he used to be her ex-best friend. I'm very excited. I don't read too much mafia romances because sometimes they're too dark for me, but since this is a young adult mystery thriller with a little bit of romance, I think I'm gonna love it, so I'm very excited. Okay, in April we have two books I'm really looking forward to. First one being On Guard by Denise and Kels Stone. This is a sports romance, fencing bad boy Dante Hastings. There's going to be a girl next door actress, Reese Sinclair. They're going to be making a movie together, and also because Dante had an accident and he can't compete in the Olympics for fencing, and also Reese is trying to show there is more to her than just a pretty face. And yeah, will they join forces forces to get what they want. This is the second book in the Hastings series, the first one being Close Knit, which I recently read and really enjoyed. So I'm very excited about this one. I really liked Dante when he made appearances in the first book. And then on April 24th, we have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. So this is a sports romance set in Chicago, Illinois. I actually think in one of my videos, maybe in the previous video I posted, the end of the book tag, I think I said this book might be set in Canada, but I was wrong. It's Chicago, Illinois. I should have known that. So it follows Rio and Hallie's story. We know that Rio is a golden retriever boy, and that's all I know. Probably a second chance romance because he kept hinting in the other books that there's one person that kind of gets on his nerves. Maybe not on his nerves, but who pushes him, pushes his buttons, and I feel like that might be Hallie. I don't remember meeting Hallie in the previous books, so I'm very excited because I love Rio. Okay, in May we have two books I'm really looking forward to. The first one being released on the 20th of May, one day after my birthday, and it is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So this is a romantasy. She's the author of One Dark Window, which I have still yet to read, but it is on my Kindle, I promise. So this is a gothic tale of a prophetess who is forced on an impossible quest to defeat the gods with one knight whose future is beyond her sight. I love stories about people that can read the future, that just can read people really well as well, and this just sounds really interesting. I love stories where they try to defeat the gods, and of course she falls for the one person whose future she cannot see. Kind of sounds like Edward and Bella's story, but I'm excited. I will probably read her other series before picking up this one, fingers crossed. And then on May 27th we have Hidden Nature by Nora Roberts. So this is a romantic suspense mystery book about a female police officer trying to bring down a pair of twisted killers with a man in her life who also shares a passion for solving this mystery. I think one of the first romance authors, one of the first authors I started reading when I really got into reading in 2014. At the time I was 15, was Nora Roberts, so it would be great to read another Nora Roberts book. It's been a couple years since I read a book by her, but I always enjoyed them in the past, so I'm very excited. In June, I only have one book I'm really looking forward to at the moment, and it comes out on June 17th. So it's called Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. This is a sports hockey romance. It is the fourth book in the Vancouver Storm series, and yeah, it's basically about Georgia. Georgia's only way to get her inheritance is to marry grumpy Alexei Volkov. I don't know how to say his name, but he is the last man that she would ever fall for. This is going to be a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers, even though he takes care of her by cooking for her, buying her flowers, and calling her wife, and this is a grumpy sunshine. I love Alexei. Loved seeing him in the previous books, in the previous 3 books. I love grumpy hockey players. I don't know why. I love the golden retriever boys too, but I think he's also like the guy that stands in goal. No, that was Liang. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited. Alexei was a great character to read about in the other books when he made an appearance, so yeah. I also love Georgia because she was in the last book, The Wingman. She was helping Darcy find her fashion sense, and I loved Georgia from that moment on, so I feel like I might actually fall in love with this book as much as I fell in love with Play Along, because whenever I look forward to a book and it doesn't disappoint, I end up like loving and gushing about it. Okay, we have 2 more books. So the next book that I'm looking forward to comes out on July 1st. It is called Overruled by Lana Ferguson. So this is a romance between 2 divorce lawyers. Seems like Ezra, one of the divorce lawyers, wants more with Danica, but she is convinced that he is a playboy and all she has time for is to have a physical relationship with him because because she's married to her job. And yeah, this sounds like a possible enemies slash rivals to lovers story, and I'm really looking forward to, because I don't think I read too many divorce lawyers or just lawyer stories in general, and I really like reading about lawyers. So fun fact, if you didn't know, I did study law at university. And then the last book comes out October 7th. It's called Good Spirits by BK Borison. Yes, I have two BK Borison books. This is a Christmas romance where the guy is ghost of Christmas past, and he decides to haunt Harriet, who is the female protagonist of this story, and I guess they fall in love. I feel like I just want to read a magical Christmas read like this in October of next year. So those are all the books I'm looking forward to come out in 2025. Let me know what books you're looking forward to, as I would love to know. Maybe it's a book I don't have on my list and I might want to add. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.